Hello everyone and welcome to English 1060, the A1502 AM section. Guys, looking at your home screen here, I will have already covered some of this with you guys before this date. This is the overview video for April 4th. We're looking at just some of the things that we will have already talked about and some of the things we have discussed already prior to this. If we go down here into the course schedule, we started with that Lost Boys, this date here, and on this date for the 30th, we'll be reviewing these content file things. We'll be going through a little bit more of the continued reading on Lost Boys, and then I'm going to introduce the pre-writing to you guys. It's a different format than what we discussed last class. I simplified this and made it into a multi-stage assignment as opposed to big chunks being done. We're doing smaller pieces. Part of what I referred to before when I talked about sort of doing more writing exercises that are less consequential to overall grade if we do in smaller sections, and then some I said will be low stakes and even no stakes for some of these. This is going to be one of our lower stakes one, so we can do this in a little bit more of a breakdown. So we'll be covering those things when we go into that Dropbox. And then for today on the 4th, this article that I will have introduced to you guys, we're going to be doing a digital annotation now, where we're practicing reading something off of the screen and taking an annotation like we did with Lost Boys and going through that on our own. So we'll start with this date. I'm going to go through the pre-writing Dropbox real quick, just as an overview one more time. You guys will have already touched base on this date in class, and then here we will have this where I go over it together with you guys through the video, and you guys will complete it on this date. And then you will be submitting this pre-writing portion to the Dropbox by this evening at 11:30 p.m. so that we can build on those for next Thursday when I return on the 6th. So here's the piece that we'll be going through. Read through the content here and the instructions. Everything down here is just about digitally submitting. Remember to keep this on your device. You're doing it digitally. You're not handwriting anything, and you're going to complete the fields and then submit it to the Dropbox by that evening, 11:30 p.m. on the 4th. Now, the book, remember, we're talking about the topic that we're writing about is the fact that the number of reasons that people become refugees and the things that happen to them as a result. So we're going to be workshopping this over the next 2 weeks. Make sure that you read through these directions. The assignment here is always in third person now, objective. No I, no me, no you, your. Get away from the contractions, and remember that all the way up through the remainder of this assignment. The pre-writing template I will open here, and what we're going to be doing is this. I think it'll be a good idea for you to start by doing some individual notes, get yourself a separate piece of paper and writing down a list of all the reasons you can remember from the book we have read and the articles we are now reading. What are the reasons we can think of that people become refugees? Make a list of those for yourself, and then once you have a good list of at least 8 specific reasons people become refugees, you're going to go in these boxes below here that are provided, and you are going to give a topic sentence in this space here. And then second, you are going to write 8 sentences at least. You can add fields if you want, but 8 sentences giving each one a reason people become refugees. You're going to also use transitional elements at the start of each. The first 2 are done for you. So one reason people become refugees is, and remember folks, I want these gone. I don't want those still in there. Those are just there to indicate that the ... of something that is a continuation or something yet to come here that's been omitted. Nothing's been omitted here. This is where you're adding your ideas. It's just indicating that. And mentioning that because a number of students have still submitted pieces that have my original ellipses on the piece. In any event, this is the portion here, reasons for this first one, the first 8 sentences. This is what's going to be assigned leaving class on Thursday, the 30th of March. And then this is the portion that will be technically your assignment to complete on the 4th itself. So this opening portion here we will have talked about in class together. We'll have reviewed both of them, but I will be explaining to you that this is assigned in what you should be working on this weekend. There is no submission the weekend of the after what would it be, the 31st? I think it's April 2nd. There's no submission that weekend. This submission that when you complete all this is due April 4th that evening. So then we go back here. You got your second field on this document. The second field on here is the things that happen to people when they become refugees, and you're following the same exact process as you did up here. Now you're going to write yourself a list of all the things that happen to people because of refugees that we read about in the book or articles, and you're going to do the same thing with the transitions. One thing that can happen is this, right? Another thing is that. Make sure that you've written a topic sentence that introduces this as the topic, right? And then go back to the instructions on the course home for this. If we scroll down, you see that for the homework here, it's to finish this up and do the information for body paragraph 1, and that's what we just talked about, the reasons they become refugees, and then get into annotating this digital article. That will be the homework tomorrow. I'm actually recording these the day before, but this will be the homework for the 30th, and then on the 4th, you're going to go back to that article. You're going to finish reading and annotating up through 23, and then the template above that we just went over, you're going to go in there and you're going to complete the same content, but for body 2 and talking about the things that happen to people because they become refugees. And then on the homework portion here, you will now have completed the entire template, so you're going to complete and submit the Essay 2 pre-writing into the Dropbox by 11:30 p.m. that evening. All right? Then in class, we will return and we will go over all that content together, and we'll talk about some of the readings in the articles too, and then we're going to combine this work and we're going to start putting this together into our first portion of our outline, which is going to be what we looked at last week. We're going to do it in different stages instead. We're going to use that as part 1 of the outline and just outline our body paragraph content once we have these pre-writings done. And then after that, we'll be working on the second portion of it, which will be the complete essay. And that's what we'll be submitting this weekend, will be the outline finished of the complete essay. You will also be doing the outline complete essay and submitting that, and then the final reading journals. Okay, so we will be touching on this stuff in class, but we will also review once we get back to class here and make sure that we touch base on all of these items. If at any time during this that you have any questions, instant message me right here at the top. Don't email, just instant message, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. It might not be the same day, but I will be checking that still periodically. All right, good luck everybody.